Hi students, welcome back to Alphorce e-learning chemistry classes. Today I am going to start session 31 of stoichiometry chapter, and we are under the heading of equivalent weight. In the previous session I have discussed with you how to estimate the equivalent weight of substances by using balanced reaction. Now let me explain two more examples and then I will go for next numerical approach on equivalent weight concept. Right? All these equations are also can be set for objective questions. From the past two sessions I have discussed with you many chemical reactions, redox reactions for the estimation of equivalent masses of different reactants in those reactions. So each and every reaction can be set as one question in objective approach. Now concentrate students, let me explain one more example with potassium dichromate. You please concentrate. Potassium dichromate on reaction with HCl gives rise to potassium chloride, chromium chloride, liberating chlorine with water. I will write the balance equation. Wait, 2 KCl, 2 CaCl2, 7 H2O and 3 Cl2 here. So this is the balanced chemical equation. Now let me calculate the change in oxidation state of chromium. Plus 3. Chromium has been reduced from plus 6 to plus 3. N factor here, we can simply write 6. Students, why I have written 6? Because change per 1 chromium is 3. But in the reacting species, 2 such chromiums are there. So that's why I have written 6. Come to chlorine. Here chlorine is going into 3 different compounds in the product. One is potassium chloride, other one is chromium chloride and liberating as chlorine gas. Here it is -1 oxidation state. In the two products the same -1 oxidation state, but in one product chlorine that is 0 molecular form. So that's why it is not possible to estimate HCl N factor directly. So now in such cases we need the complete balanced redox reaction, and now we can estimate the N factor of HCl in this particular reaction by applying the principle of gram equivalence, what exactly we have discussed in the previous session. Now I am going to apply. Here I am going to write the concept of principle of gram equivalence, that is equivalence of potassium dichromate must be equal to equivalence of HCl. In any chemical reaction, not only this, equivalence of the components is always the same, that is nothing but the principle of gram equivalence, what exactly we have learned. Now how you get equivalence from the moles? Yes, moles into N factor. N factor of potassium dichromate is 6. Here moles into N factor, I don't know, I want to calculate. So N factor of HCl is equal to 6 by 14, that is 3 by 7. Now equivalent mass of HCl is equal to formula mass divided by 3 by 7, that is 7m by 3. So this is the equivalent mass of HCl in this particular equation. Because I have applied the concept of principle of gram equivalence, and from that I am able to calculate the N factor of HCl first of all, where equivalence is equal to moles into N factor. Concept I have utilized here, and I got equivalent mass of HCl is equal to formula mass divided by N factor, that is the equivalent mass of HCl in this particular redox reaction. And next, I will go for one more equation just like this, and then I will switch over to the numerical approach based on equivalent masses, n factors and balancing of redox reactions, all the three together. Please note it down and let me go for next one. Get ready, students. Now let me go for one more equation. Please note down along with me, please. Zinc plus nitric acid. Write down. Zinc plus nitric acid gives rise to. I am writing the product, students. Zinc nitrate, nitric oxide and water. Let me write the balance reaction. 3, 8, 3, 2, 4. Check oxygen balance, automatically remaining thing will set. 6 into 3, 18 plus 2, 20, 24, 24. Yes, no doubt that is balanced redox reaction. Now, my target is to estimate the equivalent mass of nitric acid in this particular redox reaction. For that, first of all, we have to find out the N factor for nitric acid, because here total 8 moles of nitric acid is involving in the balanced reaction, but 6 nitrates are going as it is, only 2 nitrates are changing its oxidation state. First of all, let me assign the oxidation numbers. For nitrogen, we know here plus 5, wherever nitrate ion is there. Here for this nitrogen also plus 5, and for this nitrogen it is plus 2. So I have assigned oxidation numbers. Let me estimate N factor of zinc. Simple. So N factor for zinc is 2. So because zinc here oxidation state is plus 2, because each nitrate is minus 1. Nitrate ion NO3 minus 1. Right. Now I got the N factor of zinc. Next step is we have to estimate the N factor for nitric acid, because it is not possible directly to write the N factor as plus 5, 2 plus 2, 3. Don't write like that, because all the nitrates are not undergoing reduction. Only some nitrate is undergoing reduction. That's why we have to depend on the principle of gram equivalence again. For that I am writing here, equivalence of zinc should be equal to equivalence of nitric acid. Equivalence of nitric acid. Equivalence of zinc, how many moles are there in the equation? 3 into N factor, how much? 2, 6 is equal to 8 into N factor for nitric acid. Here it is 4. So N factor is equal to 3 by 4. So equivalent mass of nitric acid is equal to formula mass divided by N factor, that is 4m by 3. Once again, more than the molar mass, more than the formula mass, the equivalent mass is. So this is how to apply the principle of gram equivalence to find out the N factor for the species which is not undergoing completely into oxidation or not undergoing completely into reduction. For such type of cases, to decide its N factor, we should follow the principle of gram equivalence like this, and first then we will get N factor, and then only we are able to estimate its more equivalent mass. Now with this I am almost going to close the equation approach for equivalent weight, and then I will switch over to numerical approach. Here also it is numerical approach. What is N factor? This is one numerical. What is equivalent mass? One numerical. How many nitrate ions are spectator ions? It can be set for more than one answer question type. Because out of 8 nitrates, 6 nitrates are going as it is, so number of spectator nitrate ions are 6. Can be cancelled out on both sides. How many moles of nitrate ion is undergoing a reduction? Only 2 moles. out of 8 moles. How much fraction is undergoing 2 by 6? Oh, like that. Yeah, 2 by 8, 2 by 8, like that. Any number of questions can be set based on the simple equation given to you as a redox reaction. So this is very important. And then now get ready. I will go for the numerical approach after this. Please concentrate, students. Don't get disturbed. Please concentrate. Please concentrate. Let me go for the first question. I am going to write a board and please copy it down and immediately I will explain to you. Please write out, students. Write out. Write down along with me. 6 into 10 power minus 3 mole. 6 into 10 power minus 3 mole. Potassium dichromate. Write down, students. Potassium dichromate reacts completely with. Write down along with me. Reacts completely with 9 into, this is 9 into 10 power minus 3 mole Xn plus. Please note it down, students. Xn plus. Write down, students. Write down. To give chromium 3 plus and XO3 minus. XO3 minus. This is the data given. So find the value of N. Write down, friends. It is better to write down along with me. Right. Let me explain the data given. 6 into 10 power minus 3 mole of dichromate is reacting completely with here 9 into 10 power minus 3 mole of Xn plus and giving these two products. Let me write the equation first. Reactants and products. Concentrate. K2Cr2O7. Oh, instead of this, okay, I will change that. Next, what is the reactant of the reactant? Xn plus. We don't know what is N, what is N. That's what we have to find out. X is a chemical species, a chemical substance, an element, say for example. Right. What are the products? Chromium 3 plus and XO3 minus. A compound of an element X. Okay. Instead of potassium, simply you can write dichromate ion. Because potassium ion is spectator ion, K plus, that side also go along with K plus only. No need of writing. Leave it. Okay, now let me explain. Concentrate. Here we know the oxidation state of chromium is plus 6. Here single element, so plus N. Here it is plus 3. Here it is plus 5x. Right. What is the change here? 6. Don't say 3. Number of times we have discussed. Change for one atom is 3, but two such chromiums are there, 6. What is the change here? In two ways you can write this change, these two ways. You can write n minus 5, you can write 5 minus n. Students who are going to write n minus 5 will get a wrong answer, and students who will write 5 minus n will get the correct answer. If the paper setter is a wise fellow, he will give both the options. So there is a chance of getting a wrong answer and you will go for negative marks. So concentrate. Why you are not supposed to take it as n minus 5? Why we have to take only 5 minus n? A simple common sense that you should observe from this equation. That is very important while attending the examination. You know? Right. Here chromium is reducing. Its oxidation number is decreasing. So automatically other species oxidation number should increase. So 5 should be more than n, no doubt. Otherwise, you are not supposed to call this equation as a redox reaction. A simple logic that one should apply while solving this question. So don't go like this n minus 5. So better to write that change as 5 minus n only. Once if you are able to write 5 minus n, okay, remaining thing is very easy for you. So now I got the changes for both oxidant and as well as reductant. Now while balancing we have to reverse the coefficients. That may reverse. 6 for this. 5 minus n for this. I am writing students. 5 minus n mole potassium dichromate is going to reduce by 6 mole of Xn plus. This we can write based on the technical approach for the balancing of redox reactions by reversing the changes. But, sir, you have written here dichromate. Like I said earlier, potassium dichromate. Anything you can write, students, don't bother about that. Don't bother about that. Concentrate on the concept. Here, how many moles? 6 into 10 power minus 3 moles. Say, for example, let me consider for some time the data is not given. The data is not given. Assume for some time the data is not given. Okay. Then what you will do? You will calculate the difference. So 6 into 10 power minus 3 by 5 minus n into 6. That's the way to calculate if you don't know the moles of Xn plus. But exactly he has given in the question. So now you please equate that to this. Close. So 5 minus n equal to 4, n equal to 1. Say for example, by mistake if you write n minus 5, so you will get here 4. So n equal to 9. Wrong answer you will get. The correct answer is n equal to 1. That's why, while explaining this 5 minus n, why n minus 5 becomes wrong. That's what I have explained to you. It's a very good question. So please note it down. Then I will go for next question on equivalent masses. Please note it down. Okay, students. Always it is better to write down along with me. Such that we will go for more number of numericals within the same session. We can save the maximum time. Please write down the next question. Better to write it along with me, students. Write down a metal oxide contains 47% oxygen by mass. Calculate, write down students, calculate the equivalent weight of, just I am writing EQWT to save the time, the equivalent weight of metal. Once I am repeating the question, please note it down. The metal oxide contains 47% of oxygen by mass. Now we have to calculate the equivalent weight of metal. Sir, how to start our thinking to solve this question? That is most important. Observe the data given. He has given the mass of oxygen 47%. Means, I am writing the data, students. If you take 100, out of 100, 47 is oxygen. What is the remaining in 100? That is 53. So you can write here 53 grams metal combines with 47 grams oxygen. Now you should think like this. What you have to estimate here? Equivalent mass. Immediately your brain should go to the concept of the definition of equivalent mass, because this question has been set based on the definition of equivalent mass. Very fundamental and a very low level objective question what I am teaching to you is. It's very simple, nothing. So what is the definition of equivalent mass? It is the number of parts by mass of an element which combines with either 8 parts by mass of oxygen or 1 part by mass of hydrogen or 35.5 parts by mass of chlorine. So based on that definition you can simply solve. This is a low level objective question, very simple. So to estimate the equivalent mass of metal, how much weight actually we have to take for oxygen. Oxygen equivalent mass is 8 grams, so we know. So what is 8 grams of oxygen combined with how much weight of metal? Nothing but its equivalent mass. So here I am calculating 8 by 47 into 53. Roughly you get it as 9. 6, 8, 9 almost. Let me calculate. Assume this as 54 for some time, this as 48 for some time. Say for example, what is wrong in that 1 and 1? 8, 6, 9, 6, 8, 8 gets cancelled. So almost you will get it as 9. Simply you can get it as 9, almost 9. So nothing but aluminum oxide, Al2O3. Please note it down. It's a very simple, basic question. Let me go for one after another. I will increase the complexity of the numerical. Please note it down. Write down the next question. Please write down along with me. 5.04 grams of metal. Letter 5.04 grams of metal carbonate. 5.04 grams of metal carbonate produce 2.4 grams of its oxide on complete decomposition. Its oxide on complete decomposition. Right answer is on complete decomposition. What is, once again, equivalent weight of matter? But a different question. Increases the level of complexity constantly. Now let me go through the data actually given to me. He has given 5.04 grams of metal carbonate, which on complete decomposition was able to give 2.4 grams of its same metal oxide. Its oxide is oxide of same metal. Here, what is going on here? Carbonate is decomposing and changes into oxide. So a chemical reaction is going on here. No other data except weights. Simply I am going to write the equation reaction like this. See students, metal carbonate on heating heats the metal oxide. Same metal. Nothing more than that. No chemical formula, no chemical composition, no element is mentioned here. So how to solve this? Yes. There is one approach to solve. Only one approach, that is principle of gram equivalence. In any chemical reaction, the number of equivalents of all the components is same. The same concept I am going to apply here to solve this question. Here I am writing same. I am erasing this. I am writing at the same place. Please concentrate, students. Equivalence of metal carbonate should be equal to equivalence of metal oxide. Oh, yes. How to apply? No metal is there. Yes, no metal is there. Then also we can find out. That is the technique here what we are using. Right. How you will get equivalent weight? Weight by equivalent weight. How you get moles? Weight by molar mass, GMW, you will get moles. Similarly, how you will get equivalent weight? Weight by equivalent weight, same concept. I am going to write it here. How you will get number of equivalents? One more approach, given weight by GW, like GMW. Instead of GW, if you write GMW, you will get number of moles. Instead of GMW, if you write GW, you will get number of equivalents. So once you will get the number of equivalents, you can get the approach to solve this numerical. Now let me write the given weight for metal carbonate. 5.04 by equivalent weight of MC. metal carbonate, just MC I have written, don't get confused, right, is equal to weight by equivalent weight of metal oxide EMO, metal oxide MO. Oh, what is this again? No data is there to substitute in the denominator, as lot of data is there. See, carbonate ions. Observe students, here I am writing carbonate ion. I have already taught you one approach. Equivalent weight of ionic compound is equal to equivalent weight of cation plus equivalent weight of anion. That's what the approach I have explained to you while teaching. The formula based approach for the estimation of equivalent masses, I have taught that approach. It is there with you already. Right. Now I am going to apply the same. Metal carbonate. So, to get equivalent weight of metal carbonate, here I am writing equivalent weight of metal plus equivalent weight of carbonate. Similarly, equivalent weight of metal oxide is equal to equivalent weight of metal plus equivalent weight of oxide ion, because I have splitted the ionic compound equivalent mass into its cation and anion sum. So, equivalent weight of metal carbonate is equal to equivalent weight of metal plus carbonate ion. Equivalent weight of metal oxide is equal to equivalent weight of metal plus equivalent weight of oxygen. Please note down, students. I will go slowly. Very, very important model. Equivalent weight of metal plus carbonate. Here equivalent weight of metal plus oxygen. Okay. Now let me calculate. Here itself. 5.04 by equivalent weight of metal. Equivalent weight of metal plus equivalent weight of carbonate ion. What is carbonate ion? CO3 2 minus. Formula mass 12 plus 48 60 by 2. Charge on the ion magnitude 2 means 30. So I can write here 30. Similarly, 2.4 divided by equivalent weight of metal oxide is equal to equivalent weight of metal plus equivalent weight of oxide ion. What is oxide ion? O2 minus 16 by 2. Equivalent mass is 8. So, this is 8. If you solve this equation, no doubt after solving the numerical, you will get equivalent mass approximately as 12. See, students, simple two masses he has given in the question, and finally you are able to estimate the equivalent weight of metal present in those two compounds. This is possible only through the concept of principle of gram equivalence. That is, number of equivalents of reactants should be equal to number of equivalents of product. Here, by applying the same simple concept, I am able to calculate the equivalent mass of metal. Anyway, I will repeat once again. Meanwhile, please note down, students, very, very important approach it is. He has given weight of metal carbonate and given weight of metal oxide, which is producing on decomposition of that carbonate only. So, for that, I have applied the concept of principle of gram equivalence, and I have written the substitution here. Here, one more concept I have been included here. That's what I have written exactly here at this place. So please concentrate, students. Equivalent weight of ionic compound is equal to equivalent weight of cation plus anion. Here, metal carbonate I have split it into two halves. Equivalent weight of metal plus equivalent weight of carbonate ion. Similarly, for metal oxide, equivalent weight of metal oxide is equal to equivalent weight of metal plus equivalent weight of oxide ion. Then I have substituted this particular approach. Carbonate equivalent mass. That is again formula approach. Formula mass divided by charge, magnitude of the charge on the ion. That's why I got it as 30. And for oxygen, oxide ion, I got it as 8. After substitution of these two, we are able to calculate the equivalent mass of given metal as approximately 12, almost equal to 12. So, students, with this, I am going to conclude this session, and in the next session, I will go for some more numericals based on equivalent mass itself. After finishing off the complete equivalent mass numerical approach, then only we will go for the next concept of this chapter, that is concentration terms, which plays an important role. In that particular concept, the equivalent weight also play an important role in including n factors, what we learned in the case of redox reactions. Okay, please concentrate. I am going to conclude this session. Thank you.